here, bringing you my review for the Slaughterhouse in Tucson, Arizona. It's located at 1102 West Grant Road in Tucson, Arizona, and they sort of have a whole bunch of prices for all their tickets, depending on what you get or don't get. The base price for all 4 haunted houses is $21, and then $35 is all 4 haunted houses, and then the zombie shooting experience, which Majanoni and I didn't get a chance to do. And then there's like VIP and a bunch of other ticket prices. Slaughterhouse has 4 haunted houses, and they sort of have a graded effect from least scary to scary. Twisted Tree Mortuary, Carnival 3D, The Boiler Room, and then City Meets. It's the same lineup from last year. Those seem like they're pretty set in stone, and we're not going to see a lot of changes there. Anyway, there's sort of scary people wandering around the area once you get in there. There's things going on, some music going on, and people working the lines. Line people were really great. I enjoyed you, line guy, who like crawled up the wall to peek over and jump down and get all in my business. Love it. Keep it up. You seem like you're really happy being evil and scary, so do more of that. I enjoyed that greatly. Also, all of the haunts have their own like lineup area that's kind of has a nice sign that shows you where it's at, shows you what the level of the haunt is, gives you the rules, and then moves you into the haunt. And I really like those line areas. It's a good way to filter people through and everything. It's just really well thought out. Starting with Twisted Tree Mortuary, it's mortuary ghost theme. You got tombstones and mausoleums and that whole thing. Obviously, it's the least scary maze, so there's not a whole lot of stuff going on. A lot of little startles, and then just general creepiness with the actors. Really great job with that, too. Ghostly ladies coming out. Where's my husband? What's going on? I like it. It's not gonna make, like, my all-time favorite mazes from every haunt ever, but it's a solid entry. It's done well for what it is. For your base level haunt, it's good. The mausoleums look convincing, the ambiance is convincing, and you're creepy. It's not gonna... For the people who are really super into haunted houses, I'd skip over it and move on to the next ones. But it scared the crap out of the 10-year-olds we were with, so it's perfect in that manner. Carnival 3D is the 3D clown maze that seems to be ubiquitous to every haunted house now. It's not really like the glasses they give you aren't 3D. They're that weird effect that you get for glasses for like fireworks and stuff. It's not like polarized 3D or anything. They're annoying. I'm not a fan of 3D glasses, but they do add a bit to the feeling of the haunted house. It's disorienting. It's kind of like being really drunk. So it gives you that, and it helps with a couple of the special effects that they're doing. So in that manner, I enjoyed the 3D effect. There's lots of great things going on in Carnival. Still, it's the same layout they use every year. So, if you go every year, you're not going to get a whole lot of changes or new scares. But there's some great things going on. I really enjoyed, like, they split up girls and boys at one point. There's a couple of scares that continue to get me. The carnival games are really fun. And they constantly address, like, the ceiling area. You get a really immersive effect all the way around you in the haunt. And there was some really solid acting as well. There were great actors in there. The downfall of Carnival 3D is that 3D clowns are boring to me. I've seen them at every haunted house for years now, and I just want to see something else in that space. But I guess as far as 3D clowns go, if you have to do it, this is really the best way I've seen it done. But then there's a point that last year caused a huge, massive backup of people, and this year still caused a backup where there's those 2 blow-up pillow things you gotta walk through the center of. Last year it was blow-up pillows with moving carnival floor stuff. This year it was pillow, moving carnival floor stuff, then another pillow thing, which is just as bad as trying to walk through the pillows with the moving floor, because you come out of the pillows onto the moving floor, and then there were mannequin heads hanging everywhere, and they hit me in the face, and they really hurt, like, a lot. I wasn't expecting that. No me gusta. Aside from that, I think this is a fun and interesting maze. There's some good scares, and there's some solid acting. The boiler room is the zombie-themed maze for this haunt, and it's in the Slaughterhouse building, so it has all the old boiler room equipment. The ambiance is, like, perfect. Again, it doesn't change much from year to year, but because of that, it seems like they've had time to just build up this perfect sort of just piles of really creepy stuff everywhere. Like, just walking through there's probably creepy as crap without all the actors. And there are some really clever scares in here that I really enjoyed, dependent on the actors being amazing as well. They got me a good couple of times, and that was really great. I wish that, as far as the zombies, that there was some more use of the space, I think. Even in the spaces that are sort of well lit, there's, like, these dark areas that sort of creep back amongst all this machinery, and I'd really like to see some people, like, coming in low and fast at me and really get me to jump back the other way. Or there's some high areas, too, where there's just all this ceiling stuff going on. I don't know. Stick a guy on, like, bungee wire or something, get him up there. There's also some, like, level changes you have to go through a little bit, so you feel like you're really moving throughout the whole space. Some water effects. It's a really solid... It's a solid haunted house. I really enjoyed it a lot. I'm going to enjoy it every time we go. It's wonderful and creepy to behold. City Meats is the scariest haunted house here. And it's packing plant themed for people. So, slaughterhouse for people. And this one, the actors are allowed to touch you. If you don't want them to touch you, you're supposed to put your hands like this. Side note, all you big burly men that I did see going like this, man up. I am 4'11" and I didn't die, okay? Like, seriously. City Meats is in the, like, perfect location for this. It's literally a slaughterhouse. It's glorious and so creepy. The rooms that were added on, or the walls that are added on to create the maze itself through the slaughterhouse, again, perfectly done. Amazing. Absolutely perfect. The ambiance in here could not be better. The acting's pretty solid as well. There's also a lot of fun things going on with, like, floor movements, some really fun water effects, which I'm always a fan of. Well, until they get too wet, and then I'm like, this is designer. Like, let's not get my designer silk shirt wet. But loved the water effects in here. Loved that it smells like gross meat everywhere here. It has a gross meat smell pumped in. It's perfect. Gross, but perfect. As far as the, like, touching and actor interaction goes, I feel like there wasn't a whole lot of that, despite the fact that I didn't have my hands up at all. So, I had a guy, like, stroke my hair and sniff at me, and then I had another guy sort of, like, grab at my ankle for a second. If you say this is the scariest, and that I'm allowed to touch you, or that they're allowed to touch me, like, go for it. Really go for it. Why aren't I getting, like, shoved? Like, get in there, mates. Move, mates. Why isn't someone, like, grabbing my arm and be like, nah, it's nice marbling, rah. Like, I'm supposed to be meat in a meat packing plant. Treat me like meat. You know, like, push, shove, pull. Not a lot, obviously, but a little bit more than, like, combing my hair for me, please. Aside from that, the scares are great. The ambiance is perfect. I think that this could benefit from having sort of, like, victims. I saw, like, 2 people acting sort of as victims, but where's, like, the cages of meat people screaming out for help? Where's the chick on the table and then you're gonna pull out her guts or something? A little bit more of that, I think, would get me emotionally attached. But it's one of the most perfect locations for a haunted house ever, and it's used amazingly. Slaughterhouse is, for those of us from Phoenix, well worth the drive to Tucson, and it's well worth the price. I wish we would have had time to check out the zombie apocalypse shooting thing, and I hope we get a chance to check it out later in the season. So tell me what you think, rate the video up or down, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.